Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your August 2021 general readings. We're looking at the first 2 weeks of August from the 1st to the 15th, and this reading is for the water sign of Cancer, our lovely crabs. Welcome everyone. Thanks for being here, for taking the time to watch this video, any of the videos on my YouTube channel. Your likes, shares, your donations, comments, feedback, hitting that subscribe button, reaching out for personal readings, every bit of it makes a difference. Thank you so much. So this reading, excuse me, is for the water sign of Cancer for the first 2 weeks of August 2021. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Cancer. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Cancerian. It's a general reading, so of course it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. But watch all of your signs for additional points of view and insight. And if you find that it does resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or perhaps as a gift for someone else, you can get my contact details by clicking on the arrow, the little descriptive link below. You'll see my email address there, maggie1maguire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and I can usually get back to you in the same day with more information. And I do readings full-time. It's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at being able to schedule in as timely a fashion as possible. So email me if you're interested. Okay, Cancer, let's see what's in store for you for the first 2 weeks of August. I am using the Tarot of Dreams, clarifying with the Radiant Rider-Waite. Cancer. Oh, Cancer. We begin with the Nine of Swords. Stress, anxiety, worry, fear of an unknown future, trying to envision what the end outcome of something is going to be, and it's almost always the worst possible thing in your head. It's not that the source of your fear or concern or stress isn't technically valid. Well, this is a card of thinking about it too much, obsessively, and typically in a negative way. Let some of that go, okay? With death, final endings, the ground being cleared out, completely cleared out so that something new can begin, because birth follows death. Beginnings follow endings. And in order to plant something new, we have to rip up the old that's in there, maybe do a little rototilling, right? Sometimes can be a difficult process, but you know, endings, transformations. We have faith, which in other decks is known as the Hierophant. Cyril Marchetti in this deck here literally meant it as more as a representative of what gives you faith, whether it's a specific ideology or religious path. This is quite literally about faith. Convention, what keeps us rooted. With, wow, the priestess, the high priestess in other decks. The high priestess and faith. This is, in other decks, this would be the high priestess and the Hierophant. Incredibly spiritual combination of cards. It can represent a particular person in your life that is a tremendous source of spiritual guidance and faith, you know, like a priest or counselor or mentor or something like that. You're being literally called to have faith here, to have faith in doing what you feel is the right thing to do, even if you have anxieties and worries and fears about it, which are mentally or emotionally driven. The high priestess says, trust, have faith that this is the right path for you, even if you can't see how it's going to turn out. And then we have the Ten of Wands, a long-held burden coming to an end, an overwhelming, difficult cycle coming to an end, coming full circle, with Temperance in order to restore balance. You are quite literally here, this is very clear, challenging, but clear, Cancer, that something is ending or coming to an end, or you might simply be really concerned that it's coming to an end and what's after that. But you're being asked to have faith that this ending is the right thing for you, because you've been carrying whatever this burden actually is for you for far too long, and balance needs to be restored. And the only way to start a new path is to end an old one. So from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is the Ten of Swords. Sometimes called the betrayal card. It can represent feeling betrayed, exploited, stabbed in the back, thrown under the bus, any of all of the above. Now, this is a general reading, so the actual specifics of what this is and the intensity is going to vary. But again, it's a 10 as well. You have the two most difficult 10s, but 10s represent a cycle coming to a close. And here with the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands, it looks like it is in sore need of coming to a close. This needs to end. This needs to come to an end if it hasn't already. And even though, again, endings are very difficult, and there's this obsessive negative stress about what's going to happen next and what's going to be there in the future for me, or if you're contemplating ending something because you're like, I just can't do this anymore, the thing that might be a hindrance to you is worrying about the future, right? But I keep getting drawn back to these cards. You're being asked to have faith here. You're being asked to have faith that this path is indeed the right path for you, even though this moment in time is difficult because balance needs to be restored here. This could be anything from a job ending to a breakup, or it could be like impending. You could be the one that's like trying to decide this. But I feel like whatever it is that's coming to an end, or that you're perhaps making a decision to end, it is the right thing to do. It needs to end. You know, we can't function under this kind of energy. You know, the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, a heavy, heavy burden, a cycle. You know, because this implies cycle. We don't go from the ace to the 10 without going from, you know, through 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in between. So this implies that, you know, whatever this thing is, it's been going on for quite a long time. And even though it may not have started to be what it's ended up to be, nonetheless, it has to come to an end because it's the right thing. Let's clarify that 10 of Swords, which is almost the same as clarifying the 10 of Wands. Wow, card just flipped right out. Justice and the 6 of Swords. Yep. Justice, the right way. Justice means that the outcome of something is based on the decisions and choices that are made. Not what you wish, not what you wanted, but what you actually choose and do and say. It's about being honest, open, transparent, and doing the right thing. The 6 of Swords is a card of healing, of moving slowly but surely away from whatever the source of the troubled, choppy waters are, and moving into a place that's more placid, peaceful, and serene. You're not quite to the other shore and on solid ground yet, but you're on your way, and you can see that solid ground, that land not too far away. It's a card of healing, and healing is never linear. You have good days, you have bad days, especially in the initial stages, right? But slowly but surely, you heal as time goes on. Yeah, I mean, if this is something you have to make a decision about, Cancer, you can make whatever decision you choose. Free will, free agency, right? You can choose to stay and continue whatever this cycle is, but it looks like a painful cycle. It looks like a dysfunctional cycle. Something that's dysfunctional doesn't mean it doesn't function. It just means it functions in a painful and broken way, right? So Spirit is obviously indicating here that whatever the cycle is, it needs to come to an end. It's the right thing to do. I know you're afraid. You're being asked to have faith here. This is going to restore balance and healing to you. And, I mean, it's quite clear here. I'm not going to try and really clarify too much more of what is ending, because this is a general reading and it could just be anything. A relationship, a romantic relationship, a friendship, family, you know, stuff, job, a particular career path. There's just such a strong spiritual compulsion element here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including the clarifier and major arcana cards. So a pretty profound situation, and the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, and Death are both cards about major endings and cycles coming to an end. So this really needs to happen. You're being asked to have faith. Having faith means that no matter how challenging the path is right now and how cloudy you feel about how things are going to work out, Spirit is saying having faith because this is the right path, which means that at some point, ultimately, this is going to lead to your ultimate joy and abundance and fulfillment, what you really need to have, right? Which is the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, not the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. That has to come to an end. All right, any final messages for Cancer? Any final messages for Cancer? Oh my goodness. The Star. A card of renewed faith, restored hope, and optimism. This is a card that also relies on faith. It's doing what you're called to do, which is why she's emptying her pictures completely out into the source. The source is symbolic for God, spirit, angels, guides, the universe, right? Emptying her pictures out and not reserving anything as an act of trust, of faith, because then you go on and you do what's in front of you to do, whatever you're being called to do here that may feel kind of challenging now, knowing that when you need it, your pictures are going to be restored because the source is always going to make sure that you're taken care of, right? Because spirit loves you. So this is a card about wish fulfillment, that the path you're on leads to your ultimate joy and abundance. You're being called to do things which may be challenging in the faith that it's the right thing for you to do. In the tarot, chronologically, the Star comes after the Tower. The Tower can be very difficult. Unexpected events sometimes causes a destruction and total breakdown of something. But after the smoke clears, the debris is cleared away, you start to rebuild again, then the energy of the Star comes out. Renewed faith, restored hope and optimism that, in fact, this is the path that is actually going to bring you true and lasting joy and abundance. So you're being called to have faith here. Through it looks like a challenging time. And again, that's going to vary in intensity, depending on who you are, what's going on in your life. But you're being called quite strongly to have faith that this is the right thing, whether you initiate it or not. Okay, Cancer. Those are your messages for the first 2 weeks of August. I hope they were helpful to you and hopeful to you as well. Again, if you would like to reach out for a personal reading, perhaps take a deeper look at something for yourself or as a gift for someone else, email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. You can also get that information by clicking on the description link below. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the August mid-month generals. Until then, stay safe and well. Be very blessed, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.